robbing in Texas is this hour's top news story.
No? Do you know what it is?
The Constitution?
Yeah.
Yeah, we the people of, in order to form a more perfect union? Or is that the preamble?
The preamble to what?
I don't know, but isn't there one that's like...
The Declaration of Independence?
No, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, and blah, blah, blah. I think that's the preamble to the Constitution.
I think you're
man.
right.
I didn't do well in history.
Are we smarter than a fourth grader?
No, we are not.
No, we are not.
What we are, though, is Blind in Texas.
Yes.
That's what we are. Here to talk about some sports, politics, pop culture. That's Brian Kluger. I'm Matt Mungle. Appreciate you hanging out with us for this brand new podcast that we're launched. Episode 2. I think episode 1 went as well as we could have expected.
Yeah.
So it's all uphill from here.
Yeah, it's all uphill. It's never downhill. It's all uphill. It's an uphill battle.
Yeah, or maybe we're just West Texas where it's all flat. Who knows?
Yeah, right. There might be a Wait. Isn't
What?
West Texas the one where it's the mountains?
No, that's East Texas, isn't it?
There's no mountains in East Texas, is there? That's the flat side.
East Texas is the flat, because East Texas is Texarkana.
Right. There's no mountains going to Louisiana.
There's really not, is there? All right, well, East Texas is flat.
Yeah.
West Texas is mountainous. But there's nothing in West Texas either.
I mean, El Cosmico and, El Paso, kind of.
I guess.
Yeah.
Man, I sound like a Texas snob. I'm like, if you get outside of the Dallas metroplex, it's nothing.
Yeah, what is there? What is there? There's some sports, but maybe better
There's
than
Austin.
Dallas.
I'll include Austin, and I will include parts of Houston, some Houston suburbs.
Okay.
But the rest of it, man.
No San Antonio, Galveston, just Texas haters. Texas
San
born
Antonio's
haters.
hot, man. San Antonio's hot and sticky. They have a cool river walk.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. That's kind of cool. They have Fiesta, Texas, and then in San Antonio.
What was the last time you're a roller coaster connoisseur? So my goodness, Fiesta, Texas, Six Flags. It's been years, sir, years.
Yeah, that's the best place in the world to get stuck on a ride is Fiesta, Texas. You'll get stuck for hours.
Was there a version of the Texas Giant, the Rattler?
Something like that.
Yeah.
My son would know. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, why go all the way to San Antonio if you live in Dallas? Because we have Six Flags over Texas, which is the best Six Flags.
Yeah, agreed. Why drive 5 hours or fly 45 minutes to go to Fiesta, Texas?
Exactly. When you go to Houston, do you fly or drive?
Oh, man, I try never to go to Houston.
Just to let people know how big Texas is. To go from one part of the state to the other, it's easier to fly. It is.
Well, because there's so much construction on 45 to Houston, 35 to Austin. So, to Houston, maybe like 200 miles from Dallas, and Austin's about 170 miles, but give or take, it might take 3 to 4 hours in between there to get to both of those. Depending on if you want to stop at a Buc-ee's or whatnot, but 45-minute flight, I feel like that's easier, but it's interesting. I don't know if it's like this anywhere else in the world.
It's not.
But Texas, I feel like Dallas, I might have mentioned this last time, Dallas and Houston are like its own states inside Texas because they're so gigantic. There's so many little cities within the big city.
That's fair. And it's not even because we're so far apart, because we are an hour, maybe less from Fort Worth, and Fort Worth feels like a different world than Dallas does.
It does.
I mean, it feels like it's it's like if you lived in Italy and you drove to Germany, that's like Dallas and Fort Worth. It's like we're totally different. Good
Europe's
people.
very
there's
small.
nothing wrong with either one of them, but it is, just everything about it's different. So socially, just the way we dress, the way we act, the way we speak, it's just, I don't know, it feels different.
It does. It really does. And it's interesting. What is the issue with Houston and Dallas not liking each other usually? Because usually when Dallas like, oh, I hate Houston, and Houston's like, oh, I hate Dallas.
I don't know. I've never known there to be an issue. I don't hate Houston. I just don't. I mean, maybe a lot of it's sports rivalries. I mean, sports rivalries will always sort of, between college sports. That's why, I mean, Austin is usually, people have issue with Austin because they don't like the Longhorns. UT. I don't know. I've never really disliked Houston as in the people. I just have no desire to ever step foot in it.
Yeah, me neither.
And they might feel the same way.
I don't know why. I don't want to.
Why would I go to Dallas? Why would I go to that pretentious city? Because Dallas does have an ability to be a little bit pretentious.
It does, yes.
And a little bit hoity.
Yes. But on the other hand of that is Austin, where it's hippy-dippy everywhere.
I know. And I used to love Austin. Austin used to be my favorite city back in the late 80s, early 90s, before it just exploded and became this congestion of people and humanity. I mean, you go down to South by Southwest in the early days before anybody even had heard of it, and you could just walk around, hang out. You could go down to 6th Street. You could go down to Matt's and have some nice food. It was really cool and vibey. Now Austin is just crazy.
Yeah, so many people moved to Austin, and they're still packed into a little city. And they haven't really changed the roads at all. So it's it's a cool city. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah. Austin's got a vibe, man. Austin has a vibe.
Yeah. And it's a lot of fun. But over the years, it's changed. It's an expensive city to live in. Everything is expensive there, even though it's the hippy-dippy culture. Mm-hmm. It's an expensive city to live in.
Yeah, but it's a pretty area. I mean, you got a lot of trees and a lot of, areas to live in the hill country out there.
Do you want to know something interesting about Austin that you might have not known?
Please inform us.
Austin is the dog friendliest city in the entire world.
In the entire world?
Entire world.
Most friendly dog city.
Yes.
Where did this fact come from?
I think it's just a fact. Google that right now if you can. It's
just a fact. Just because you say it's a fact.
Google it. While we're doing it, Google is Austin the dog friendliest city in the world?
While I'm Googling this, answer me a question, because you go down to Austin for South by, you go down for Fantastic Fest, and Austin's an hour and 45-minute drive, maybe not even
an
that
hour
far.
And 45. It's 3 hours. It's 175 miles.
Oh, that's true. Do you fly or drive when you go down to those?
Well, I used to fly JSX because JSX is private plane where you don't have to go into a terminal. You just go to the airplane, the hangar, and get on 10 minutes before your flight. But they stopped flying from Dallas to Austin at the moment. So I take the Vaughn lane, which is a luxury motor coach of 15, 20 seats, and it's flying first class. There's a flight attendant, you get free food, drinks, everything, and you just zone out and get on your computer or do whatever. So all right. It's interesting. What'd you find out?
All right, I googled what is the dog friendliest city in the world.
Yeah.
Number 1, not even close to Austin.
Damn, I'm wrong. Is it Berlin?
No, it's San Francisco, California is number 1.
Okay.
Because of their off-leash havens, highly, I guess, walkable. I've been to San Francisco. I wouldn't call it walkable unless you like hills.
Yeah, no, I've been to San Francisco as well. And yes, you can walk in the city. Do you want to? It's like walking on mountains. It's tough.
It is tough.
It's tough going downhill more than uphill.
I know, because you get going and you can't stop.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Tel Aviv, Israel.
Okay. All right.
Number 3 is Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
Because of their dog-friendly breweries. My dog likes a good ale. Number 4 is Amsterdam, Netherlands. 5 is Paris, France. Austin is not even here.
Wait a second. What?
Not even.
Did I make this up?
No, but somebody who lives in Austin posted with their dog on, this has to be the friendliest dog city in the world.
Every time I'm in Austin, no matter where I go, It could be a market. It could be a fine dining restaurant. It can be a club. There's dogs everywhere.
Well, that doesn't mean there's dog friendly.
No, everyone's dog. For every place I go into, we love your dog. There's bowls for them. There's treats everywhere.
I know. So just think how other places, San Francisco must be like amazing. Maybe they meant dog friendly, like it's an easy place to own a dog.
Is it an easy place to own? I'm looking this up right now.
I'm gonna look. How dog friendly is Austin, Texas?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking up.
Austin is consistently ranked as one of the most friendly dog cities, obviously not in the top 10, with dozens of off-leash parties, parks, dog-welcoming breweries, vibrant patio culture. Yeah.
Okay, so Austin is ranked the number one best pet-friendly city for travelers. Okay. So travelers. So if you're coming to Texas and you go to Austin, bring your pets. Austin will not mind it, like anywhere.
Oh, all right. Well, that's good to know. I mean, I hope most places are pet friendly these days.
So they have to say pet friendly. I don't see people taking cats everywhere. It's all dogs.
Yeah, if you did what is the cat friendly place, they'd be like, cats aren't friendly.
Yeah. What's a cat friendly about?
Pet friendly. I have a pet horse. I can't take my gerbil. I'll take my gerbil or my pet rat into a store. They're like, get out of here.
Yeah, you can't do that. Yeah.
We don't serve your kind.
All right. Well, maybe I was wrong the one time.
Let's not get crazy.
Let's not get crazy.
I got a feeling there's going to be a couple times you're wrong in this episode, but we're going to.
It won't happen. I won't admit it.
You won't admit it. Oh, well, that was a good little conversation. Yeah. So Austin, Texas, you going down? Speaking of, we're going to talk about this in a couple of months. You going down to Fantastic Fest this year?
Actually, I don't know. It might be the first time I don't head down to Fantastic Fest in 15 years.
Wow. What has changed? Is it because of what we just talked about?
Yeah, I don't fucking like dogs. I'm not going.
No, I mean the hustle and the bustle.
No.
Too dog friendly. Get out of here.
Yeah, I look at it, as far as Fantastic Fest, I've always had a good time there. I'll be 45 this year. It's a young man's game. I still love going, but, I go there and, I have a good time there. I do. I think over the years, so many people have stopped going to the Fantastic Fest. And so, whereas I used to go, there used to be like 10 to 15 of us that would go and it'd be a big thing. And over the years, just people have stopped going. And so it's kind of dwindled down. It's only a couple of us here and there. And then now so many PR people and stuff are just like, just get all the influencers in, leave the critics out. And so there's that aspect of it. And mind you, I have a great time there. I still think it's the best festival in the entire universe for film. But yeah, I might skip this year. It's not a permanent decision yet, but I'm leaning towards probably not.
All right. I just keep hearing the "All My Rowdy Friends Have Settled Down" song in my head. People quit. Yeah. Preston got a baby. I mean, it's just like, what are we gonna do?
Well, yes. Our boy Preston does go. He likes doing it, but also, I mean, Preston and I have a good time there. But also, Preston stays by himself.
Yeah. He's the intellectual of the group, though. He
is. He's there. He has fun, but he's also there to work hard. I'm just like, I'm there to have a good time, enjoy, and do all this stuff.
Preston's like, I got a deadline, buddy. I got to get these words down. I got to pontificate.
So I'm thinking about going, or it might be like an 80% no and a 20% yes at the moment.
Awesome. Well, this is the first year I'm going, so it's going to be fun.
I'm so happy you're going the first time this year. I was about to say, because the reason you're going is the reason I'm not going.
No, I signed up virtually, so I might do some virtual screenings, which I know virtual doesn't count. I mean, what does virtual mean these days?
No, I mean, like virtual, you'll get to see some of the movies, maybe 20 to 30% of the movies.
Be engrossed in the culture and the event, and that's what makes a lot of the Fantastic Fest movies, from what I've seen from the outside, that much better. Is because you're in, there's stuff going on. It's always better in person. Everything's.
Oh no, I mean, well, especially Fantastic Fest, because it is a group of people that love movies. It's all at one location. They're really good about everything, getting people to all the events. Like, it is a fun time. But again, about to be 45, and you're just like, it's a
All
thing.
right. All right, stop. This is episode 2 of our show. And this is the second time that you've blamed age on not doing something.
Okay.
I don't want us to get into I don't want us to begin into this thing where every time it's like, oh, I'm 45 now. I can't. It's a number. What's 45? Dude, if I was 45 again, man, I don't know. I'd be going crazy.
You'd be going
45 is
crazy.
a great age. I mean, what makes 45 like, well, I can't do X, Y, Z? Are you going to be this guy? Am I going to have to continually tell you that you're not old?
No, I don't think it's like that I'm old. I think maybe I should rephrase that and say I'm 45. I've been doing it since I was 30 and doing it so many years, repetition, doing it. I was like, maybe I need a break from it. It's like, step aside from it. And, maybe I'll get my love and life back for cinema and movies and TV again.
Right. All right. Because last time you said you couldn't ride roller coasters because you're 45. And I'm like, oh man, I hope I don't.
Bad back,
So I just want to make sure. I want to make sure that if this becomes a therapy thing where we have to encourage you that 45 is okay, you can still do whatever.
Now, I'm not saying I would never ride a roller coaster or anything like that. Riding that scary ass roller coaster that we talked about in episode 1 freaks me out.
The Tormentor, yeah, it's
Tormentor.
June 26. Yeah, I think it opens in 3 or 4 days.
But also, I'm the type of person that would rather bungee jump or maybe skydive than ride a roller coaster because I've bungee jumped 3 times before. And so that's fine with me.
Okay. Because it's just one jump, it's not a lot of movement.
I mean, it's a lot of movement, but it's also just
one direction.
I don't know.
All right. Well, that's cool. That's good then. Where did you bungee jump from?
I've bungee jumped in Florida and I've bungee jumped here in Dallas. And they've all been off cranes, like tall cranes.
Gotcha. That horrible
Never
story.
off like a cliff or like that person who got thrown off and got killed.
I know. That's what I was getting ready to say. How horrible. I mean, if I was going to bungee jump, I'm bungee jumping somewhere in a country or an area that has rules and regulations and has safety tests. I mean, how do you not, when somebody's bungee jumping and you throw them off, how do you not know that they're not tied on? How do you not know that?
I mean, it's the one thing it's the one thing that you have to do. You can do anything else. The one thing that has to be done is that you have to be locked in and tied in.
Yeah, I mean, that's job one.
Yeah,
I don't know how that happened. It's horrible. It's horrific. I just I can't. And those are the kind of tragedies I can't wrap my mind around, but happen. All right. Speaking of tragedies, let's move to some Cowboys talk.
Okay.
They had their little 3-day mini camp.
Yep.
Which, I mean, this is like 3 days, and then they go back for regular training camp, I think, into July. What was the purpose of the 3 days?
I think to get like some of the new people, some of the prospects out there, just kind of iron out the rust from the gridiron rust. And just to see kind of like where are we at before training camp actually starts, and like to see what people are like on the field, maybe off the field. What are they going to be like? Because I'm seeing like it's a mini camp. It's like everybody's coming back, and you had a few months off. Let's see where we're kind of at and what we need to do. Because I imagine training camp is like when it actually starts playing football.
Yeah, training camp is going to be, the whole rigmarole. So it just seemed weird to show up for 3 days, then take almost an entire month off. It's almost like training camp preseason. I guess it's maybe just to get, like you said, maybe just to kind of shake the cobwebs off from the last 6 or 7 months.
Well, to get everybody back on the field and see what's up kind of on and off the actual field and what people are thinking, what people are doing, and see where they're at, what they need to do. And, I'm hearing rumblings about like, is is the Cowboys player Pickens, is he going to be traded? Is, like the law talks about drafts and trading and like who are we going to trade before the end of the year? Because last year they traded Micah Parsons like a couple days before the season started. So they might do that again this year.
I know. So that's what I was going to ask you. I don't really follow many camps. I didn't know if there's any news that came out of there that you knew of other than the Pickens thing. So
no, that was it. That was kind of it. I think it's just a little 3-day thing of like, hey, let's get the band back together before we literally strap up, Yeah.
It's almost like, I almost feel like it's like, let's get together for 3 days and see if we want to do it this year.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to do it this year. They're getting paid millions of dollars, but it's also, I'm glad they do it because it's like you're going from such a long break to like heavy set in there. And I'm sure everybody's, working out and, doing something, but yeah, to get him out there. But like the Pickens, from what we've heard in the news and everything, and you can't take anything because, going back to the Cowboys in the 90s, everybody had issues. Mm-hmm. But you are talking about Pickens, who allegedly is a pain in the ass in the locker room and outside, but a great football player, but talking about trading one of our best players from last year. So what are we doing?
And you bring up a good point because there have been times in Cowboys history where there have been players who were good on the field, but were horrible for camaraderie. They were horrible for media. They were horrible for just the brand. At what point do you draw the line and go, we can win with this guy, but how do we look with him? I mean, what's the decision maker there? I mean, I know where mine is because I'm that's why I'm not in the business of making these calls. I'm kind of the Ted Lasso person of like, I would rather cultivate somebody who has a great attitude and make them a great player than to have to put up with a great player who's a jerk.
Exactly. And I will go back. I'll fight back on you on the camaraderie comment. I think in the 90s, the camaraderie was there, and that's what made them a winning team. No matter what they did, if they were partying, drugs, whatever, they were a team through the bad and the good. None of them was a single player. They played it as a team. The team now, I think, are not playing as a team. There's no camaraderie now. Right. And I think...
Were you talking about like Aikman, Irving, and
Smith and Leon Lett and Haley? They all looked after each other.
Oh, no. Those are fine. I'm talking about the T.O. era.
Oh, Terrell Owens was his only person. He was the only person to ever play football in his mind.
Right. That's the camaraderie I'm talking about. That's the bad juju that I'm talking about. Yeah, no, the Aikman and Irving and all that was, I mean, man, I would love to have that back again in a minute.
And so what's wrong with that? Why can't a team or players come together as a team and just do it all together, do all the bad shit, do all the good stuff, be a team? And if you do that, you'll have a winning team.
I think it's coaching. I think it's coaching and management. I think that back then, I think if we had the same caliber of players as Aikman and Smith and Irving, but we had the coaching that we've had, and we've had Jerry Jones being the Jerry Jones that he is now, I don't know if they would play as well.
Yeah, I don't know. And is it a thing like now football players now, instead of having like an agent, they have 3 agents, they have 4 managers, they have a posse, they have all these people that when they're off the field, they're doing whatever else, they're not focused on that. They're building a brand for their personal self and not the team.
They're building their own brand. They want the social media contacts. They want the likes and the follows. They want that image that's outside the field. And it used to be in the 90s and before, 70s, 80s, and 90s, people were there to play the sport. There was you didn't see them anywhere else. That's the only place you really saw them was on the field. Or maybe in a tabloid somewhere. But, I mean, it's just different now. Yeah. And it's just the caliber of sports. And I don't think it's just football. I think it's every sport right now, which is why I kind of threw one of my topics to you. We're going to get into in a little bit about the evolution of sports and the players. But, yeah, you're right. I don't know what it's going to take for this team to come together and gel on the field.
Because they have the best players in the league, I feel like. And they're there are a lot of big round players trying to fit into a square hole, and they need to just congeal to a big square unifyingly to go in to be that team. And they need to do it. And I don't know if they will.
I don't know. I mean, we're going to find out in a couple of months. It's going to be here before we know it.
I know.
And to clarify for all of our math majors out there, you can put a round peg in a square hole. You can't put a square peg in a round hole.
Oh, well, Thank you. Smarter than a fourth grader. I don't know these things. I didn't major in math.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. I had the visual. I had to go with it. So
I love that you did.
So we'll see. Like I said, training camp starts in about a month. We're going to find out more, obviously, when that I guess we find out. I mean, I don't know. I don't follow it enough to know, to watch training camp and go, ooh, so-and-so looked good. It's even for me like preseason. I take nothing from preseason. You can win every preseason game and tank, and you can lose every preseason game and go to the Super Bowl. I don't even know what preseason does, to be honest.
Right.
Other than just helping bodies warm up, help them to see, okay, who plays best with who? How does this play work? Is this a good offensive strategy, etc.? So
it's a money-making thing. People go to the preseason. It's extra games. Bonus
Do you
football.
watch preseason?
Of course.
I don't like watching stuff that doesn't count.
I watch pro wrestling. It doesn't count.
No, you know what I mean, though. It doesn't go toward any sort of like stat or like record. It's like the Pro Bowl. I don't watch the Pro Bowl. Why would I watch a Pro Bowl?
Because you're kind of watching like the best of the best play a fun scrimmage together.
That doesn't count.
Yes.
All-Star game. They have the All-Star break in baseball and hockey, and I think basketball too maybe has an All-Star break.
They have an All-Star game. Yeah, the home run derby, all of it. It's awesome.
Beat down.
It's a beat down. Too many sports.
Not too much.
There's too many Marvel movies, Matt. There's too many Marvel movies. Too many Star Wars bullshit. There can be a lot, because there can be bonus football. There can be bonus baseball.
But all those movies and Star Wars and Marvel movies, they all continue the story.
Do they?
These are like spin-offs of stuff that doesn't matter.
What are you talking about?
Different universe. The All-Star game is in a different. It's like in the multiverse. It's like, well, that doesn't fit with everything else going on. Why is Aaron Rodgers throwing to this guy that plays for the Buccaneers? I don't know. It's awesome.
If you want to see that, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess if you're into that. I mean, I don't knock it. It's just not my gig. So, Cowboys, I'm excited for this season. I'm always excited for the season. So
we're always excited as Dallas, Texas fans. Any Dallas Cowboys fan at the start of the year, it's like, it's the fucking year. And like our colleague, Paul Salfin, going for it. He's just like, Super Bowl this year.
Paul Salfin, just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe that helps. Maybe that helps to have that energy, because I always go into every season hoping to go to the Super Bowl, or hoping to go to the Stanley Cup Finals, or hoping to do something else in baseball, eat more peanuts. I don't know.
I mean, I'm just saying the Dallas Cowboys are the most successful financially team of all time. But they are the underdog in the NFL. They are the underdog.
More merch. I mean, they could go 0-13 and still sell more merchandise than any other team.
Yeah, but they are the underdog in the NFL gameplay wise.
Yeah. Who's more popular now, the Cowboys or the Cowboy cheerleaders? Because they have their
Dallas
own Netflix
Cowboys
show.
By a mile, but the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader show is very popular right now.
It is. America's Sweethearts, man.
Yeah.
America's Sweethearts, the DCC, Kelly and Judy and their girls. I mean, it's like Charlie's Angels. It's awesome.
It is.
Do you watch it? You don't watch it. We asked you last week. You don't watch it.
No, I don't watch it. I've watched clips here and there, but I have not watched it.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, it's interesting though because we talked about being your own brand, how social media has even changed the trajectory of the cheerleaders and the tryouts, and who wants to be on the, people who didn't even know the Cowboys existed now want to be on the DCC because, hey, they got a Netflix show. This is so great for my Instagram brand. Yeah. It's crazy.
Crazy.
We're going to get into some Mav news too here in a second, but before we do that, I think we should. One thing that I threw out there. We'll let this transition into the World Cup. I'm going to ask you this: Are players now who are breaking records, setting records, doing all this great stuff in sports, could they have even survived in the 70s, 80s, maybe even 90s? Are the games easier and the players softer than they were back then?
It's interesting to go for that because back then you didn't have as much protection on your uniform and stuff like that in football and hockey and soccer or whatever. There weren't as many rules as there are now, but I think back then there was a desire. I mean, I think people are bigger, stronger, and faster these days. So it might be, I would say it might be rougher these days than it was back then. Are sports easier these days? I would say they're harder because they have to follow so many more rules than they did back then to play the game and not get fouled or a red card or a yellow card or anything like that. And I think people as a human race are bigger, stronger, and faster these days. Do they have as much grit? I don't know.
That's a good perspective. Like, is it harder physically or is it harder technically? Like, are they better players? They're just not maybe physically as strong. Because yeah, I mean, it's like anything else, automotives and everything else. We're sleeker, faster, stronger are supposed to be. But I think of the players like, like that steel curtain. And again, I'm showing my age, but you think of the steel curtain of the Steelers in the 70s. Those guys were just beat up and brutal. I just can't imagine an offensive line today trying to go up against that and not getting hurt and crying and falling down.
I mean, people play with injuries all the time. I mean, look at the Dallas Cowboys line in the 90s. Leon Lett, Charles Haley, all those guys. Is that line for the Cowboys better now or not? I mean, it remains to be seen. But back even then when Aikman was playing, everybody was like, oh, Aikman hurt his thumb. Aikman hurt his toe. He's out. And it's like, he played with concussions. He played with broken fingers and hands. I mean, people do that until the manager or trainer says you cannot play. And I think there's more... there's a bigger watch on stuff like that now with CTE and stuff like that and protecting players because a sports athlete, their time working could be from 4 to 10 years, depending.
Right.
So it's a very short amount of time in their lifespan. And do you want to go the distance and get hurt for the rest of your life? You never know. But you need to look at basketball, you say like, oh, Michael Jordan's still the best player to ever live. But then you see, other players like Luka or Cooper Flagg or Jalen Brunson or something like that. It's like, are they better? Are they not? What's the difference? And then somebody like Messi, who's in Dallas yesterday, the Argentina game, he made history, he got a Guinness World Record. And that dude's like 40. He's been playing a long time. He was born in 1987.
Right. And so, and he's probably one of the, he's going to go, I don't follow soccer, but he has to be one of the greatest of all time. Just from a stat standpoint. Now, again, social media helps. Having every kid in the world wear your jersey, that has to help. He has the best brand for soccer. Who did he? Do you know whose record he beat?
Yes, I'm going to pronounce his name wrong. Laszlo, something like that.
Gotcha.
Toslo. I can't pronounce it, but he scored. Messi scored 18 goals in a World Cup so far. And that is beating the former guy's thing. But he's beaten so many other records, but he scored 18 goals so far,
Yeah.
And,
you're lucky that there's 18 goals scored in the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's usually 1-0, 2-0. The fact that there's even 18 goals been scored in the entire World Cup is pretty fascinating.
They've been high scores though this year. It's been like 3 or 4 to whatever. Like there's been high score goals, but yeah, and it happened in Dallas, which is crazy.
Cool. Yeah.
That's world
where
record.
the record books are going to be. We're going to show Dallas as that's where it happened.
Yeah, that's where it did. And so, like with somebody like Messi, who is 40 years old, and where were we at 40 years old? We can't run for 90 plus minutes on a soccer field like he does and be the best at his game. I mean, look at that guy when he was 25, but he's doing all this at 40. It's impressive.
It is impressive. I mean, he's obviously one of those, you can look at every sport through the entire history of the sport, music too, calibers of every aspect. And there's always those standout people that are like, they're just made different. They found their niche. They found a way they're made for that sport. And obviously he is. And
Messi is worth over $1 billion. He's worth over $1 billion. And he's one of 4 people in the entire world to ever have lived. One of 4 to have amassed a fortune of over $1 billion while still playing the sport that you do. I actually do not know. I just know he's one of 4.
Is this another one of those dog-friendly facts?
Yeah, I think so. But I think he's one of 4 that has done it while they're playing the sport still. So now the question is, does Messi, now being 39, almost 40 this year, breaking the records, having the best career of the year, does he call it quits? Or does he keep playing? Because Michael Jordan didn't quit playing. He could have. He should have. LeBron, should he stop playing? Probably. But he's probably not going to. Should Messi call it? Because is it like the Seinfeld thing? Like you go out before your series turns terrible?
You know what? That's hard because, here we are doing probably the 4th installment of a podcast we've done together. People are like, should they have went out when they were, it's like, I don't know. When there's something that you love and you're still physically able to do it, I think it would be hard. It's like Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's chasing this carrot that he's never been able to reach. And the Michael Jordans, there's been countless others who you were like, man, you probably could have went out on top.
Yeah.
But you didn't. I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about soccer and Messi. He seems like he doesn't play like a 40-year-old.
No,
he doesn't act like one. So if he really loves the game and he's playing, he's not. And 2, I don't think he's playing a sport where there is a lot of opportunity for injury. Maybe there is, maybe ACLs or something. I don't know. But I don't know if he should hang it up yet. He's so popular. People still love to watch him play.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he should hang it up yet or not. But there's been people in the past, you're right, you're like, ooh, you probably should have quit. But I think it would be hard. It'd be hard to never be able to do again the thing you love to do.
Right.
I don't even know. I mean, mentally, how would you get past that, especially at that caliber and that level of sport?
Well, most people, they transition to sports commentating, coaching, assistant coach, whatever.
I know, but that would still be hard. It'd still be like, you'd want to get, because you see that with Charles Barkley. When you hear him talk about stuff, you can tell all during the March Madness, he wants nothing more than to be out there playing.
Right? No, he does.
So that would be tough. That would be tough to even go into that. I mean, yes, you can still make a living and you can still be a part of the sport you love, but there's still got to be something, that you feel like you're still mentally. You feel like you're 20, even though you're 45 or 50, and know you physically can't do it. Your brain is like, I can still get out there and do it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I always go back to Pele, and that's what I was like. Is our sport's easier because Messi's breaking these records, and not to take away from him, but I don't know if Pele ever got to, and he's probably easily considered one of the greatest people ever in the sport.
Yeah,
ever.
Pele or Tattoo or
I don't
David
know
Beckham
what kind of
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but without the world of social media and product placement and all that, I don't know if Pele ever reached the financial status. Even comparatively, Yeah, well,
it was back in the 70s. Probably not.
No, so I mean, compared to, obviously he wasn't going to be a billionaire in the 70s, but hopefully he made a decent living.
I'm sure he did. Universally loved. Pele, Tattoo, Beckham, Messi.
I always forget about Beckham. Yeah.
Bend it.
I know, man. Beckham. To be so popular and be so unattractive, I don't know how he did it. I don't know.
He just spiced it up.
He did. He spiced it up. Bend It Like Beckham. What a movie
What a
that
movie.
was. All right. Well, I don't know. I still don't know if physically you make some really good points about the projection of the game and the stronger, faster, smarter that people are today. I just don't know if the game is, maybe it's because we've been watching the World Cup, and you're right. You mentioned this last week. I didn't notice it until you said it. The falling down and the fake injuries and the writhing on the ground trying to get is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pro wrestling style. Like it is.
Oh, it's worse than pro
that
wrestling.
crazy.
It's worse. I think there should be a penalty for that. I think there should be a penalty for drama.
Well, they started doing the penalty for that in hockey and NBA finally, because they were flopping in the NBA so much, and they started calling fouls on that when they would go back and review it. And they were like, wait, he didn't even touch him, and he fell down and was, clutching his hand or his head. But they do it. At soccer, it's part of the game, and you see it, and you're just like, and they sell it so well. Like, soccer players are some of the best actors, and you're just like, wait, oh my God. And you see it, and you're just like, nothing happened. He's trying to get the yellow and red card. That's it.
I know. And, he's like on the ground and won't move, but then the play goes down the field and he's like, oh, dang. And he just hops back up like, oh, well, that didn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Oh, I'm healed. It's a miracle.
And you finally started noticing that. Were you just, what was your reaction? It's like, oh my God, this is.
Well, now it's just comic. Now I'll watch it and I'm like embarrassed for them.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man. Get up. Your son's watching. Get up.
Get up.
Come on. Oh, well, the World Cup, I guess, is still going strong. Are we through the first round? Have we gotten to what do they call it?
The USA they played the knockout round, so I think they're going to the next, because they'll go through July. So we're still like in the middle of it. But yeah, it's going well. People are coming to Texas and Dallas. People are still loving everything about Texas and Dallas. The portions of food, the barbecue, the biscuits and gravy, all these foreign people in our land on social media is like, oh, we love Texas. Pretty cool.
It is really cool. And I have to say that the last, I don't know, last 2 years and 4 years before that, I had a really, not an embarrassment and a sour taste. We still live in the greatest country in the world. I feel that. Yeah. There's so much greatness about it, but I've had a bad taste in my mouth and sort of been embarrassed a little bit. Watching all the interaction on social media of people coming here and talking about how friendly and loving and how much they love this, and watching them go into Walmart and Buc-ee's and just fawning over everything, and the joy they seem to, when they see a high school stadium that's bigger than their national stadiums. And
yeah.
It's just, it is heartwarming. It does make you stop, and has helped me to have a different vision of our country, as far as like, we are amazing and we have amazing people. Sadly, the amazing people are shrouded in the shadow of the non-amazing stuff that seems to filter through. So, I mean, when you turn off social media and you don't listen to all the news and the commentary and everything else, it is heartwarming to watch these people come through our country and have such a great time. I'm glad they feel welcomed. I'm glad they feel safe. I'm glad they're enjoying it. So it means a lot to see that on there. And it's funny to watch.
It's great. I've been saying it for years. Greatest country in the world. State is great. I mean, Texas is the best. Like, and you look at it, and you look at Twitter, you look at Reddit. It's just complaining. It's negativity. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these people who are complaining, if they went to live where all these people came from, they would move back instantly. They would. I know. Like, it's funny to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm one of the first to bitch personally and in small circles about our politics and everything else, and say, well, I just, live somewhere else. No.
No.
I like the freedoms I have, man. I'm living in my comfort in my North Texas suburb.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere. Yeah. So I'm going to bitch about my property taxes. I'm going to bitch every day about my property taxes and my HOA payments, but I ain't going nowhere.
Agreed.
All right, cool. Well, hopefully the World Cup will continue to be great, and we'll get some good news out of that. And if anything else, it's a breath of fresh air into all the negativity that's been happening around. So
agreed. And go USA. USA's winning. USA. So there you go.
So who's the front runner still? Argentina and Brazil and England?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. All right. Dallas Mavericks. I didn't know this until you texted me. I guess they got a new head coach.
They got a new head coach. I'm trying to remember what's got his full name.
Dusty May.
Dusty May. So
Did he used to be a professional wrestler?
Yeah, Dusty Rhodes, baby. Woo! Yeah, well, that's Ric Flair, but Dusty
Rhodes did that too.
A little bit, not like Ric Flair went woo.
Yeah, Ric Flair did that, but Dusty Rhodes always did some yelling too. But I'm not gonna argue with you about wrestling. Trust me.
Yeah, but
anyway, Dusty May, new head coach.
Dusty. So it's interesting because Dusty May 2 years ago only got hired for Michigan, University of Michigan. Mm-hmm. Came in 2 years ago and brought that team to one of the best teams in the nation as college.
They won. They won the men's national championship this year.
Yeah, they did in 2 years. And you would think like a coach like that is like, oh, we're keeping him. We're keeping him. He took Michigan basketball team and turned it around within 2 years. Because 2 years ago, they did really well. This last year, they won everything. And Mavericks are like, hey, we don't have a good team. We come this way. And there you go. Which is exciting and cool to have somebody like this come aboard after 2 years of turning this program around in Michigan. Ooh. Can he do it in the pros? Can he talk to a relatively young team in the pros and do something with the Mavericks with all of the issues they're having?
Yeah, that's the good question. There's so many things to talk about with this, just from the aspect of, I mean, first of all, if you're a Michigan Wolverine fan and you're a player and it's like, man, our coach took us to the championship and he's like, deuce, I'm out.
I mean, it happens.
It's almost like a stepping stone. It's almost like, hey, I wanted to marry your older sister, so I dated and slept with you for a while just to, now I can go marry your older sister.
I mean, you're on a ladder on the way up. When I went to the University of Kansas, the first 2 years I was there at KU, Roy Williams was the coach. He left after my sophomore year and he went to North Carolina. And we got Bill Self, which is the better coach, because he took us to 2 so far championships. So what do you do?
Dynasties are built around coaches like that staying longer than just a couple of years.
Exactly.
I mean, at least 5 years. 6
exactly.
years.
But what is he getting paid at Michigan? Was he getting paid at, Mavericks? You have to look at stuff like that. And, it's almost like pro wrestling. I bring back everything to pro wrestling.
Yes, you
so
do.
many pro wrestlers start in the indies and then they get somewhere else. And then you want to get to WWE because that's the top of the game, no matter how long you're in there. So they probably offered him more than what he was getting paid. And then you're like, hey, you did this for Michigan. He won the championship with Michigan. So there's only where you're there to go, but down, like he's up there. And then now it's like you're taking another team that is not great at all, both on and off the field. Turn it around.
Yeah, I'm not being so Pollyanna about it, because there's a different world between college sports and pro sports. And we've seen people make the move in every sport from a college level coaching to a professional level coaching, and they can't do it. The players are different. The egos are different.
Yep.
The rules are different. You're
dealing with corporations and CEOs
Everything.
and banks rather than a university. Yes,
exactly. So, I mean, you can be the greatest college coach at forever and then tank. So I'm curious to see if he can even do anything with the Mavericks, or if he's going to be like, man, I'm tired of these swollen heads. I'm going back to the college world. Or maybe it will help having young people like Cooper Flagg, who still probably have a college mentality and are coachable. Maybe bringing in some younger players. I don't know how many rookies the Mavericks have. I don't know what their draft season is going to look like. I don't know how many young people they're going to bring in that maybe he can use in the same mentality he did at Michigan to take the Mavericks somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know because the NBA draft will be coming up soon. And what's going to happen there. Are we going to try to rebuild, or try to? I mean, there's talks about getting Luka back. Like I know we mentioned it last time, but there are talks about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff up in the air, and it could go, but it might take a couple of years. I mean, I think people who are like, oh, we got this guy from Michigan, we're winning the NBA Finals.
No, it takes more than that.
It takes a lot more than that, and
as somebody who went to a couple of the games last year, even though I am so pissed at Mavericks, they have talent. They're not utilizing it yet. They're not a team.
Mm-hmm. We can say that. We said this last week. We can say that almost about every Dallas team. They're not a team. They got good players, but they're not quite a team yet.
Yeah.
So we will see. But it's exciting news. I mean, it's exciting that I think if nothing else, everybody who follows college basketball knows Dusty MMA. It might bring a little bit more attention to the Mavericks, and give them something to be like, oh, cool, we got the NCAA national championship coach now. Woohoo!
Well, it's also kind of like there's been so much bad news about the Mavericks and the Stars and Dallas, and we need some sort of good news. I feel like this is a good news thing.
It is a good news thing for sure. Well, we mentioned earlier that you're 45 and you're feeling it. You're ready to move and do other things and find your new passions. When you're 50, are you going to be driving to Plano to watch the Stars?
Most likely, yes. Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, because as news has said, the Dallas Stars are leaving downtown. They're going to build their 1 billion, 107 acres place in what used to be the Shops at Willow Bend. If you're not familiar, there was this big giant place in Plano, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas in North Texas. And they're building their big arena. They're going to break ground in 2 years, and they hope to be playing in the 31-32 NHL season. I never even thought I would be alive in 2031. Now it just seems right around the corner. That sounds like a sci-fi movie. In 2031. It's like, they're going to be flying. Are they going to be on ice, or are they going to be having jetpacks? I don't know what's happening.
Exactly.
So how do you feel about this move? And the Mavericks are doing it too, but I kind of want to talk about the Stars doing it. Moving from the AAC, the American Airlines Center, to this new facility in 5 years. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's not great. Why? Well, first off, you just fucked everybody in Fort Worth. They have to have a much longer trek to go to Plano than they were on 30 all the way to basically 30 and 35 for the American Airlines Center. You're going to have to go to now Plano and get on multiple highways. And you used to be able to
take the train. Remember, you could take the train from like Irving, and it would stop right there by AAC. You get
same thing with the Mavericks. And I'm not saying, Fort Worth, it's its own thing. Everybody forgets about Fort Worth, but you did just fuck over everybody in Fort Worth with this, which is hilarious to me. But I don't like it. Why do we need that? American Airlines Center is great. Why do you need Stars to have their own stadium? Why do you need Mavericks to have their own stadium? Because what is downtown Dallas going to do without something there? Yes, American Airlines will probably still be there, but for concerts, there's talk about the fucking WNBA playing there. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Nobody's buying tickets to WNBA. Are you kidding me? Maybe for Caitlin Clark game, but nobody's buying WNBA tickets, and let alone 18,000 people for American Airlines Center. Absolutely not. So do I like it? No. Is Plano a far drive for me personally? No. Is it closer than the 2 miles that it is for me to get from where I live to American Airlines? Yes. Will it be 15, 20 miles now? Yes. It's not the end of the world. But why do it? Why are there so many places in suburbs that are being these entertainment complexes now? The Troy Aikman's building one in McKinney. We have the other ones in Irving and Las Colinas. There's a venue, and then there's shops, and then there's apartments and condos and restaurants. I feel like all these things are going to go away soon, and it's just going to be empty spaces like malls now, because the only mall that really anybody goes to now is North Park. Stonebriar is still there, kind of.
Yeah.
North Park is the only mall. Willow Bend went out. Willow Bend is not even like 22 years old. You know, that opened in 2001, 2002.
Mm-hmm.
So, the mall thing, there is the space. Valley View's under. That's where the Mavs are trying to build off of 635 and the tollway.
Which that to me, we can talk about that in weeks to come. That to me is a worse decision than Plano.
I mean, it's still Dallas. It's North Dallas, I guess, with the Galleria and the Netflix Center being there, and it's kind of centrally located. I get it because there's no property over there. But also, if anybody lives in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, or especially Dallas over the years, you know that Preston Road and Oak Lawn is a very high-end, Highland Park, Park Cities, very nice area, except for one block. That block is where Valley View was, from 635 to Spring Valley, the worst fucking neighborhood. And that's where they're building it. So I guess they're trying to turn that over. Like, it's the funniest thing to me.
Hopefully they're trying to do that, because if not, it's like going to Fair Park. It's
exactly. And so I don't like it. What was wrong with that? And what are these venues going to do throughout the year? You know, like, is it just so many other people? Because I can't imagine Mavericks and hockey building two 20,000 person arenas, even 15,000.
Yeah. And for people not in the metro, the people who don't live in the metroplex, the Mavs and the Stars currently use the same arena. AAC is the home for both, plus concerts, plus
and there's
other events.
Plenty of concerts, plenty of plays, Disney on Ice, sports. They manage it.
So they're using the facility a lot. So to put them in their own facility, you bring up a good point, is what are you going to do in the off seasons there? I can't imagine. Maybe they'll do concerts. I mean, I'll be the first to say that AAC was the worst place ever to watch a concert, because it was built as a sports arena. I feel like when you had Reunion Arena go away, which was built for sound and was an amazing concert arena. I never liked AAC for concerts. I like Jerry World even worse. I don't know if they're going to design these new stadiums to be in a way that maybe can do some concerts, or are they just going to shut the doors? Like, it's like Spirit Halloween. It's like, well, it's off season, we're going to close.
But why do that? Why spend $1.5 billion, $4 billion for both, $5 billion for both, and then have all of these entertainment complexes? Because I'm willing to bet, what's the one up north with like the Tiger Woods putt golf and the Cosm up there?
Yeah, that's just down the street from us. I'm trying to remember what it's called. But then, there's all kind of stuff.
Entertainment complex. It just kind of opened. How long is that going to last? How long are people going to be there? In your own city, in McKinney. Yeah. That Troy Aikman thing that he's building, that amphitheater and all that stuff over there.
It's monstrous right off 75 in Virginia. Yeah, that's like right in our backyard too.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Now, again, for me, I'm a little bit like, just as a Stars fan, I don't think it's a good idea. I'm not saying that I agree with it, but for me to drive 20 minutes to go see them in Plano is better than an hour and a half trying to get downtown.
Right.
So, but again, we'll just see what that does. If I lived in that area, I probably would not be happy about it. I'd be like, all right, now my property taxes are going up, and I'm going to have to fight congestion on game day every day. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. And so what's going to happen to downtown? What's going to happen to this? And you're hearing proposals of like, there's going to be a downtown Dallas University. I'm like, wait, there's a downtown Dallas University? There's going to be more green spaces. What does that mean? We
already have Clyde Warren Park. We don't need another Clyde Warren.
Katy Trail. Like what? I mean, I'm all for that, but like what's the plan? They're talking about building major hotels and adding on to the convention center to be like a central convention center for the United States. And what's that going to look like? Major hotels, big, expanding the Omni. And it's like, okay, is that what we're really doing? Is that what? And then if you do that and you just have the fucking WNBA playing downtown, come on, nobody's going to watch that. Nobody watches WNBA now.
Yeah.
Are their ratings up from 3 years ago? Yes.
Sure, but they're still not. You can't name 5 players.
No, you absolutely. I didn't. Shane Gillis did that at the SBN Awards. He was like, "Hey," he pointed to his friend's wife who's never played a sport in her life. He's like, "Hey, she's the champion of the WNBA." Everybody clapped. No, he's like, "Nope." I mean, it's a great joke, but nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
And to have something like American Airlines Center for just WNBA, like I feel like American Airlines is better than that, but
here's what I would love in a perfect world, going back to the Reunion Arena of our days, is if they refurbished it and made it a pristine concert venue where you walk in and no matter where you're sitting, it is amazing sound. It's not echoey. It's not tinny. It's not, you don't have a basketball floor underneath that's causing all this reverberation. If they made it a place where every artist in the world would want to come and play, and it sounded amazing, I'd be cool with that. I mean, we don't have a concert arena. What other than the Meyerson, which is not for rock concerts. I mean, where do you go? Where do you go to watch a decent concert?
You go to the Starplex. You go to the
Outdoors.
Texas CU Trust, Nokia. You go. I mean, they're smaller venues, but. Yeah, you're playing, most of these big acts are playing Dickies or American Airlines. There are the 20,000 seat arenas, and then you have the big ones doing AT&T Stadium, which is the worst concert, or you have them at Texas Rangers Globe Life Field. Right. So it's just...
But all of those are sports arenas that people go watch a concert at. So it's like, ooh, we can put butts in the seats, and a lot of them... And it's like people don't really care how it sounds anymore.
Right.
But maybe that's okay. Maybe that's a lost thing too. People just want to see and take pictures with their phone and don't really care what it sounds like.
Well, and also the artists are like, instead of playing a place that seats 5,000 people, we're going to play one that seats 20,000.
Yeah.
Seat one that seats 30,000, get more money, more tickets sold. So I don't have to play 5 days in a row in the same place for everybody to get tickets.
I guess. Guess I'm just old. I'm just going, I want to be able to go to Reunion Arena. Or I want to go to, what was the one they used to do at the old Texas Stadium? They would do the rock. When like they'd have an all weekend thing with like Van Halen and AC/DC and.
Oh yeah, that was the radio one. Oh hell,
no, it was way before iHeartRadio. It was
but it was the radio station that did it. It was all the rock music. I know what not grind fed. Oh my God, what was that?
Yeah, it was at the old Texas.
We're
Stadium.
Old and we can't remember, but it's on the tip of our tongues.
I remember going on, and Guns N' Roses was there in excess, and I remember watching Axl Rose get mad at 2 songs in and leave, and we're all like, all right, bye.
He still does that, but he comes back.
Yeah, it was called, what was that called?
It's not Grunge Fest. It's not Grind Fest. It's, oh my God.
Was it Monsters of Rock? It was even before Monsters of Rock, I think. It was something. Anyway,
I can't even remember.
But yeah, I'm just kind of miss those days. Yeah.
No, I miss those days too. And like, what is downtown Dallas going to do? Like, I mean, we have 5 years. They have 5 years to figure out. It's all going to change. Yeah. It's all going to be different. I do believe the Mavericks and Stars are moving, but what is going to happen in downtown Dallas? Mm-hmm. They've got to get their shit together.
Yeah, because right now the only reason I go downtown if I'm going to the WinSpear or if I'm going to the Dallas Museum of Art and hang out in Clyde Warren Park. That's the only reason I go down. If I'm not off of Pearl and Woodall Rogers, I'm not going. I just don't have any. Okay. I don't ever go down there. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
It's crazy. Well, you got a lot of stuff up there now. I mean, McKinney and Melissa and Anna, they're all big cities now. That used to be just fucking farmland and pasture. Mm-hmm. It's big ass cities now, all the way north to Oklahoma, pretty much.
I know. So, in fact, talking about concerts, we're going to go to a concert at Lucas Oil at the whatever that casino is. I mean, that's only an hour and a half. I can get there almost as quick as I can get to downtown these days. So,
which is crazy.
I know, it's insanity. It's crazy. All right, how the Rangers do since last Tuesday? We had a thing. They played 6 games since our last show. We thought they would maybe split it. They might win one series, lose one series. How'd they do, buddy?
Okay, so we fucking jinxed it, and I hate it. I'm fucking jinxed it.
Uh-huh.
And it's half and half. It was 50-50 like we said last time. The Texas Rangers went and played the Minnesota Twins and lost their asses all 3 games. It was bad. It was brutal. But then they went and played the San Diego Padres and they fucking did their work. And now they're at the Miami Marlins and they're fucking winning. And it's crazy to see that they won the last 4 or 5 series and they played the Twins, the Minnesota Cincinnati Twins.
The Cincinnati Twins.
Lost their asses like 10-0 one game, 12-0. Like they just lost. But they're winning now. Like they're winning against Padres, they're winning against the Marlins, you know, and they're having like a really good game. Jacob deGrom, one of the best pitchers, he's an older pitcher, had a great game on his 38th birthday, you know, doing the thing, you know, and like what you have to know is like, okay, you have Wyatt Langford back from being injured, and he's finally being back from injured, getting hot on the plate. He's one of their biggest hitters. If he keeps that up and doesn't get back on the injured list, we can do that. Corey Seager needs to get back in the game, but we do have, you know, some people that are doing pretty well, are taking up the slack. Berger, and a few others that are in there trying to make it happen. But our mid-range hitters, not like the top of the bottom or the bottom of the batting order. We need those mid ones to really step it up. And then our pitchers, we need closers. We need closers. Because right now we're at 48 and 50. I think. So right about 50-50 right now.
That's where we like to live this year.
But I don't want to. Like I don't want either. It all to happen. I want it all. Oh my God. And then, you know, I still don't fully understand how baseball works for trade deadlines, because throughout the season you have a trade deadline from the middle of the year. People get called up. You can trade throughout the year your players. What are they going to do? How are they going to do this? It's basically, I think the Rangers are warming up to be some of the best hitters, and they just need to keep on that flow. And then we need closers for the games. And I think if we enhance that, it'll be good. But again, it's just like, okay, you lose your ass like you never played baseball before, and then you start winning again like you played baseball, and you're one of the best teams. And it's like, what's going on? But it was funny, after our first episode, we did jinx it. They went, you know, some of their 3 worst losses.
I don't think it was jinx it. I think it was prophetic. But
yeah, it was bad. It was so bad.
It was so bad that, again, you have this tendency to text me the scores, and sometimes I'll just jump on the app. I had a dream 2 nights ago. It was so real that you texted me. You were like, "Oof," and you screenshotted me the score, and it was 60-0. Rangers were losing. I was like, 60? That's got to be a record.
No, it would.
The next day, I'm like, wait, that wasn't real. I dreamed that. I was like,
well, but like the one that Jacob deGrom was pitching in the first fucking inning, the Padres scored 6 runs. And then in the first inning, when the Rangers got up to bat, they scored 6 runs. And I was like, in the first inning, it's 6-6. What's happening? And like, that's crazy. What a game to be at. And then, you know, Rangers ended up winning that, but it's also just, ooh, what's going on? And then, you know, Jacob deGrom found his deal. He ended up pitching 7 innings, doing well. There was a no-hitter against the Rangers during last week, which was, you know, always fun to see, a no-hitter. But it's, yeah, I think, and then you look at it and you look at football and you're like, they play what, 16 games?
Yeah, if they're lucky.
Once a year. And then baseball plays what, 163 games?
Right.
Like 4 times, 5 times a week. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, from what you say, I mean, if the hitters get hot, I mean, we could end this season very strong.
We have powerful hitters. Our mid-range hitters that are hitting like 5th or 6th in the lineup, we need them to be more powerful. We need them to step it up, because the top hitters will get on base. We need them to bring those runs in.
Right.
Because I love Berger. I love Jake Berger as a first baseman. He's a powerful hitter, but when he hits, a lot of the times are just pop flies, easy to catch. We need, we need a shorter game, I think. Shorter into the wide open, into the gaps. But also those sluggers just swing away and get it over the fence.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the fact that they're still at 500, it could be worse. It could be worse.
Yeah, it could be much worse.
At least they're holding on by their fingertips, and they have room to grow and to move. So I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like as we get weeks into this, as we get closer to October, I think we're going to be a little bit more excited about where the Rangers are.
I think so too, and I think if the Rangers had their closing pitchers as they did 4 years ago, we would be the top 3 teams in the league in the MLB.
Yeah. Yeah. And if we won more games, we'd have a better record.
Well, if we had the closing pitchers, because I mean, most people can't pitch the whole games these days, and especially like something like Jacob deGrom, who's really old right now, but still really good. You need the closing pitchers. And so we haven't found that stride yet.
Yeah, I think we will though. I gotta always hold out hope for Dallas teams. I just do. I'm going to die on a hill. I'm going to die on it. So
yeah,
I'm always going to be Pollyanna about those things.
Yeah. And
that's the second time I've used Pollyanna in this podcast, so I'm never going to say it again.
Matt Pollyanna Mungle.
Well, I didn't go back and look. We did a clip from last week as we did the promo for the show last week. You made a guess of where Toy Story 5 would come in. What did you say it would come in at and make over the weekend?
160.
No, you didn't say 160 because that's what it made. Exactly. But you were dang close. I want to say you said like 150.
Okay.
Or 145. Maybe, did you say 160?
I'm pretty sure I said 160.
I don't think you did. But I was like, because I looked at it and Toy Story 5 made 160 million opening weekend. I was like, dang, Brian almost got it right on. But I want to say
312 million worldwide.
Yeah, that's crazy for a 5th movie of an installment. So I just wanted, you know what, I give you a lot of hard time about not knowing stuff, but I got to hand this one to you. You nailed this one, man. Toy Story 5.
Well, you look at it and you're like, okay, it's the summer and it's family friendly. It's one of the biggest IPs in Disney. Everybody fucking knows Toy Story. And what's out in theaters right now but indie horror movies and Spielberg's Alien movie that's
right.
Too smart for kids. It's not an action blockbuster. And then you have this. It's the perfect time for it to come out. And everybody's like, oh, it's Toy Story. Again, we're going to go see it. It's going to make most likely $1 billion. Oh, 312 million worldwide, 160 million within its first few days. It's going to make a lot of money. And what will it compete with? It'll probably compete with Minions.
Well, Supergirl comes out this weekend.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's going to see Supergirl.
You don't think so?
The reactions
because it's DC
very lukewarm. It's like, oh, it's fun, it's whatever, but it's aside from the DC. Who cares? Mm-hmm. So I think it'll have competition with Minions. I don't think it'll have competition with the Odyssey because the Odyssey is Nolan and rated R and 70 millimeter IMAX. I don't think that's its competition. Yeah. But I do think that Minions will be, but also Minions is fucking stupid and silly, whereas Toy Story probably has a lot of heart and, Well,
yeah, and I think Minions is made for still a young, very young audience because it is silly and goofy. Toy Story, you've got people who grew up with Toy Story.
Yeah.
Who you've got parents and their kids who, some parents have an older kid who even has kids now that they watched the first Toy Story together, and now they're going as a third generation.
Yeah.
So that's always So that is what Minions has. I mean, Toy Story has over Minions for sure. I'm excited about Supergirl. I mean, for one, it's 1 hour and 47 minutes. When do we get a superhero movie that short?
Yeah, amazing.
I think it's amazing. I love just the little pieces we saw with her early on. So I mean, I've got hopes for it. So I'll probably personally would see it in the theater over Toy Story 5.
Yeah, I think I'd wait for both to come out on video. Like
you're too busy watching the Rangers.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, Toy Story should have ended at 3. Don't care. Supergirl, a side character. Like, why are we not making a movie after the success of Superman? with another bigger character progressing that storyline. Why are we doing an in-between story? Who cares?
Yeah. This could have been straight to HBO. This could have been an HBO original.
Yeah.
Because they own the DC product. So, and I would have been happy with that, watching it at home. All right. Well, let's see what you do then. I mean, you nailed Toy Story. What do you think Supergirl will make? Maybe it won't break any records. Maybe it won't. It'll still come in even second behind Toy Story. How do you think it'll do?
I think it won't come in at number one. I think Toy Story will still be number one. Supergirl will be number two, maybe at 35 million.
35 million. All right, we're going to see. And how's the Rangers going to do between now and then? We still going to do 500? We're going to win a series, lose a series? Or are we going to tank and have to rebuild? Or are we going to come out?
I think we're going to win against Miami. We're going to be out of town until next week. So I think they'll win the next two, and then they'll win their first one at home against the Angels.
All right, fair enough. Well, anything else you want to say before we close out this week's amazing episode 2, the sophomore
episode 2? I want to bring up what you brought up with the music industry losing a big producer and.
Oh yeah. What do you want to? Oh, that's what I was going to say. The question I had for you. This is a quick question, so this won't take long. My son brought this up to me in the car the other day, just randomly, and I tied it into us losing Clive, who was one of the greatest.
Clive Davis. Yeah. He's responsible. He was born in the 30s. He just died. He was responsible for some of the biggest musician acts, bringing them to prominence, from Whitney Houston to Janis Joplin to Bruce Springsteen. He made everybody's career that was very important.
Yeah. So my son's question to me was, because we were talking about Michael Jackson, the new Michael film. We're talking about Elvis. We were talking about Prince. Who is in your mind, has taken that gauntlet of the best pop star in the world? Because Michael Jackson was known worldwide. Elvis was known worldwide. Prince was known worldwide. Madonna was. Who do you think right now is the icon of pop music today?
I mean, I would have said Madonna because she's still touring and making music. But also, so is Paul McCartney. He's part of the Beatles. He's one of the icons. AC/DC is still there. But
I mean, new school. Who's the new school?
I mean, you'd have to say Taylor Swift or Post Malone or some of the country artists out there, probably.
Yeah. Taylor Swift was my go-to. Taylor Swift is probably there. Everybody still says Beyonce. I've just never been, not since,
Beyonce, Jay-Z, you have Britney Spears, Drake, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, all those people. I mean, they changed music. They're icons.
They did. But as far as like popularity today, like people who because Michael Jackson, when he would show up somewhere, people would just flock. And it was before social media. There would just be droves of people. I mean, who shows up now other than Taylor Swift and Beyonce, where you've just got a massive humanity that converges?
I would say it's different now, because I don't think there's somebody like that now.
Even a Billie Eilish, I'd put Billie in there.
Oh, no.
Lady Gaga, for sure. Gaga's probably my number one.
Maybe, because I would like to think that what you mentioned with Prince and Michael Jackson, Beatles and stuff like that, when you went to their concerts, everybody loved them. Everybody was going to see them, of all ages, of all races, everything. You go to a Taylor Swift concert, that is 90%, 95% girls under 13, under 15. Nobody else is trying to go to that. I would say the same thing with probably Post Malone in a different demographic. I would say that with Lady Gaga on a different demographic. They are popular right now. Mm-hmm. They are popular and selling like they did back in the day, but as the fan base, as people who will really appreciate the music, they're not doing a fraction. Maybe Lady Gaga is doing something musically innovative and great, but not Taylor Swift, not Post Malone.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point. At a Michael Jackson concert, you would see every race, every religion, every demographic. You'd see guys in cowboy hats. You would see, people in yuppies wearing polo shirts. It was everybody. And now it seems, you're right. You seem like depending on which concert you go, you're going to see a very more funneled demographic in the audience. Yeah. There is not a worldwide star that brings in every culture.
And that's why I say maybe Madonna's the last one, or maybe I mean, Paul McCartney's still out there. I mean, he's one of the Beatles. I mean, Ringo doesn't really do big tours anymore like Paul does, but that's a Beatle. People go to see that and Wings. But like you said earlier, to, make this 360, are sports stronger or worse? Music, movies. Music's gotten worse. Maybe that's just old age with every generation, but I feel like music's gotten worse. Because I feel like Taylor Swift, Justin Timberlake, Post Malone, these are some of the most popular people out there. Charlie XCX, all these people. They have every possible opportunity to get the best people in the business working with them and to make the next Off the Wall album, to make the next Thriller album, to make the next Bad album, something great, to make the next Prince album. But they don't. They all seem lazy. It all seems so rehashed, corny, sampling other things, never making their own music. It just is to simply exist in a headline. Now, I'm not going to include Lady Gaga on that because Lady Gaga is extremely talented and does what she is, but not.
Yeah, I wouldn't include Taylor Swift in that either. Taylor Swift is probably one of the greatest songwriters.
Ooh, I disagree.
Out right now, as far as writing, and I think that's what we've lost. All the people you mentioned, and then all the people we are now. The art of songwriting is gone.
Yeah.
There is no, it's all electronica. It's all, and again, it could be our age. I'm sure my parents said it about 70s rock. I'm sure my parents said it about the Beatles. I mean, it's just every generation's going to have that, I guess. But I mean, the art of songwriting and lyrics and storytelling, I think Taylor Swift's the number one in the game when it comes to storytelling in a song.
Are you sure about? I disagree.
I am.
I disagree. I mean, I don't think Beyonce's in there. Jay-Z's in there. Maybe Jay-Z when he first came out, but just because it was so different. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's hard to find the music. And it's the same way with movies. Like, I feel like movies have gotten lazy. A lot of filmmakers we loved have gotten lazy and they've not be given a check and balance system.
And again, it goes to storytelling. They would rather rehash a story or do a sequel or a reboot than to create and spend the time mentally creating something new.
Yeah.
And worthy. So, all right. Well, interesting. Well, yeah, I think Beyonce, Gaga, Taylor Swift, I think those are probably the three, not counting the people who have been around since. I'm not talking about old school icons. I'm talking about the ones that 30, 40 years from now, people are going to be talking like we talk about Elvis and Jackson.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
I think people will be talking about, I don't know if people will be talking about Post Malone. People will be talking about Taylor Swift and Madonna. Will people be talking about Britney Spears, Backstreet Boys? And
I hope so. I love Britney Spears, man.
I mean, will they? I mean, yes, people still.
Maybe.
I mean, she has a lot of great songs. She did for music what a lot of people didn't do.
I'm worried people are going to talk about Britney for things other than music.
Well, that's a big part of her. I mean, people talk about Michael Jackson other than music. That's true. That's a thing.
I just can't see my son sitting around when he's my age going, "Hey, remember old Jelly Roll? Oh, that was the day. I wish we had me some Jelly Roll. I miss Jelly Roll."
Yeah, is Jelly Roll like a 10-year thing and that's it? But like the Beatles were a less than 10-year thing and they're the best band to ever live, like they weren't around.
We could do a whole show about that because I am not in the Beatles camp like everybody else is.
Which is crazy to me.
Beatles, yeah, they maybe kickstarted something and they were iconic in building a platform for something. But other than the first couple of albums, I would be hard pressed to find anything about the Beatles other than the name they're the Beatles that is iconic to me.
Oh, I will argue with you on that.
Well, maybe we do that sometime.
Maybe we do.
We'll get into some Texas music and bands that hyped. They're hype bands. And Beatles to me is a hype band. But all right. Well, cool. We're going to find out next week a lot more stuff because the great thing about living in Texas, especially the North Texas, Dallas area, there's always something happening. There's always news to share and stuff to talk about, stuff to be happy about, stuff to be sad about, stuff to pull our hair out about. So, again, episode 2, this show is going to get better as it goes. So we appreciate everybody getting in on the ground floor. There's
no way to go but up.
Nowhere to go but up. So you can tell your friends, man, I was there from episode 1. When they're talking about the greatest podcast of all time, you can be like, I was there.
We were in the underground episodes, the underground tapes.
That's right. They're like, I was front row Joe, man, on that first episode. And people are like, really? You were there for the first episode?
That's what it is.
That's what it
we're
is,
doing
man.
Something.
Yeah. So that's Mr. Brian Kluger. Check him out at boomstickcomics.com. I guess that's still your main website?
Yes.
Awesome. All the other podcasts he does a lot of great other podcasts. Maybe not as great as this one, but he does some other ones with some friends of ours. So check him out there. Everything we do, mungleshow.com. And follow us because we want everybody to know about this podcast. Blind in Texas, episode 2 in the books. We'll see you next week.